going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we have Mike Novogratz giving us half the truth. Yes, if the Fed raises rates, we know what's going to happen to cryptos and stocks. They tried raising rates on a $3 trillion balance sheet, and it almost crashed the stock market. So on an $8 trillion balance sheet and counting, what do you think? If they just was to raise rates 0.25 basis points, it would crush the market. It would crush cryptos. We know they are manipulating yields with the repo. We see it, guys, over $1 trillion daily. But this is a orchestrated global collapse of the economy. So therefore, they can bring on the robots, algorithms, and drones to replace humanity in the workforce. And remember, I stated global. And then we had Mike Novogratz speak about Bitcoin. It's not going to be used for daily purchases, daily transactions. And then he said, some people would beg to differ with Bitcoin Lightning. And we know that's what it's for, guys. We know what Bitcoin Lightning is for. On this channel, I've been going over it since I first started. Bitcoin Lightning was working behind the curtain. Don't forget, crypto means hidden message. Cryptos are going to be for the robots, algorithms, and drones so you can transact with the machines. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
We have a lot of parts of the investment landscape that seem to have benefited in an outsized way from the Fed and from the money printing. Do you expect all those areas not to be as in favor over the next year? And do you put Bitcoin and crypto into that same area, correlated with these more speculative assets that sort of go with free money?
Certainly. Listen, part of the crypto story was free money, certainly the Bitcoin story. And so it will certainly weigh on it some. You've got to pair that with an amazing adoption cycle. I mean, Visa's now signed up 60 crypto merchants to allow crypto payments at, to their 80 million different, merchants that use them. So you're seeing this adoption cycle in such an accelerating way. There's been $30 billion of venture money coming in. And so I think that those two things are going to balance each other out. And I think most likely the Fed goes slow. If you trust what the Fed is saying, right, it's 2% over 2.5 years. That's not tight monetary policy, right? If I was the Fed governor, I think I'd be 2% right now. And so if we go with what they're telling us, it's still very loose conditions, and I think assets can still do fine.
Let me ask you this. The volatility, so it was, up 66% from the beginning of the year, down 30% from the highs. People love the gains. Most people that bought early are obviously still doing well. People that bought in the mid-60s are not doing as well. Do you expect institutional adoption to lessen the price moves that we see in the volatility? And if so, does that, or the people that buy it because they think it's going to 500,000, does it make them less enamored of it? And does it become more useful as a possible currency, or as using it for transactions? What's going to happen?
Listen, I do think volatility, certainly in Bitcoin, is coming down. If you look at Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus what they call the other altcoins, Bitcoin vol is much lower. And that's because a lot of the guys looking for big gains say, well, I'm not going to find it like I did in Bitcoin, so I'm going to, the new coin of the month. And so that is going to continue, I think, as institutions come and we're seeing less volatility. And I think that's a good thing. I don't think Bitcoin becomes a transactional currency. I think it is literally tailor-made to be a store of value. There's other people that will disagree with me. There's a thing called the Lightning Network, which allows transactions at a much lower cost. But I see Bitcoin really being digital gold in people's wallet. And in parts of the world where the inflation is really high, it feels essential. In parts of the world where inflation is high, but not screamingly high, something like the US, it is a very nice hedge against the debasement of currencies. And it's working, and it continues to work. The rest of the crypto world has very different use cases. And I think using Ethereum and seeing Ethereum as a technology play is really what's gotten the world excited this year. People realize stuff are going to be built on blockchains, like, the NBA Top Shot project, or what we're doing at Candy with Major League Baseball.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.